You are now watching the Biz to Biz podcast with Alan and Justin.
Yo, what's up, everybody? It's Justin live from B2B Vault, the Biz to Biz podcast, sponsored by Nationwide Payment Systems, hosted by this guy, the beekeeper himself, Alan Kopelman. And in today's podcast, we'll be discussing options or some ideas for you if you have a small business during slow season, like in South Florida during hurricane season. There's a lot of businesses that suffer from downtime, etc. So I'm sure there's a lot of places that deal with the same types of things. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. I missed you. You were gone for a few days.
Aw, yeah.
So we missed you around the office.
I missed everyone as well.
We were worried about you. Not feeling too good.
No, I had the vids, man. They finally, well, I think I've said it on the podcast before. I'm pretty sure I caught COVID before it was COVID, like at the very end of 2019.
Yeah.
But yeah, I haven't. So I got the flirt strain of COVID.
The flirt, they have names for it.
Yeah.
Whatever that was, it wasn't too good.
The worst part about it for me was the shortness of breath. I was talking to Sam about it yesterday. It's like it's just a really weird illness, virus. It feels very targeted, like everything that it's like like when you're sick and you have like the body aches.
Yeah.
Well, it was like my joints hurt.
Ooh, that's not good.
Like, it wasn't like a normal body ache. And I had the chills and I was shivering and it felt like my teeth were about to explode because I was so cold, but I was sweating at the same time.
Yeah, when I got sick with it, I had it like twice. The first time was like before there was any vaccines and they even knew what it was. I'm not vaccinated either. But it was before, they were even talking about any of that stuff.
I'm organic.
And it was like that. I was freezing and sweating at the same time.
Yeah, that was I didn't want to eat. I had, no appetite. That was just a terrible 10 days.
And we both ended up watching the Beekeeper movie, which was crazy.
It was decent. It was decent. I mean, for, like gun-toting
action.
Yeah, I mean, Jason Statham, whatever his name is.
Jason Statham.
He's like the OG of that now. He's kind of like, he's taken over for Sylvester Stallone and all those guys.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I mean, yeah. He hasn't been. Who else is before him? There's someone.
Chuck Norris.
Yeah.
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Jean-Claude. Those guys, Jet Li. I guess Jet Li had he's like on a whole super like philanthropy trip. Like something happened to his family. A tragedy happened in his family.
That's crazy.
And so ever since that's happened, that's why you don't see him in any movies.
Like Keanu Reeves, he's in a lot of fighting movies.
Now.
Yeah, now. Matrix and then John Wick.
I mean, I just remember Bill and Ted.
Bill and Ted.
So, watching John Wick is a little. I haven't seen part 4 yet. I've seen the first 2. My wife really enjoyed them, so.
The first one was really good. Second one was really good. They're pretty good movies.
I haven't seen 3 or. I fell asleep on the third one.
The thing I liked about the Beekeeper, he was after the scammers who were doing all the shit that I'm always talking about that I hate.
He sent me that to watch while I was bedridden, and of course it had to do something with payments. So I watched it. So I mean, if you got nothing to do on a Saturday morning or, afternoon or whatever, it's definitely worth the watch. I did not watch Beverly Hills Cop yet.
You got to watch Beverly Hills Cop. That was awesome.
I heard that, I don't know, one of the homies that I know back home was, I'm 44 years old.
Okay.
So he's like, if you've seen the first Beverly Hills Cop,
yeah,
then you've seen this movie. Because they have the same music, they have the same characters.
For the most part.
And it's the same movie. And then he said, personally, he would rather watch the original. The only the original version is so old that it looks like shit. So he's like,
he does pull some of the same stunts that it's kind of.
And then he said the one thing that made me laugh. He was like, they had Eddie Murphy running up some stairs fast as hell, and he was like, that was not Eddie. I was like, word. So yeah. No spoilers, but I don't know. I didn't really I didn't watch that yet. I got caught up on the Power series, Book of Kanan, Ghost, not Ghost, whatever the hell. There's so many of them.
But I was very happy when Jason Statham blew up the scammers' computers in their building.
Oh, he blew that part was ridiculous. That was. When he walked up with the 2 gas cans?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was whatever. But
what are you doing with those? Beats everybody up.
Yeah. Then I watched, did you ever watch Suits?
Yes.
So there's a season 9 on Netflix.
Yeah, they revived it.
Mike was even in it.
Yeah, they revived it. Well,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they replaced his wife. She's now the queen or princess or whatever she is.
Their characters are like living on the West Coast or some shit.
Oh.
But
they're not in it.
This one, just Mike was just in it.
Oh, okay. Interesting. I haven't watched it yet.
I haven't finished it. I figured I should give myself something if I ever, want some mindless television to watch.
Right.
I should save that because that's one of the shows. I thought Reacher had a new season out.
I think it's on Amazon, Reacher.
Not part 3.
Season
3.
2 is out, not 3. They only did part 2.
I thought it was season 3 was.
No, they just put 2
What happened
out.
to the good the not the Good Samaritan, but whatever, the one with Tulsa, the Tulsa with Sylvester Stallone.
That's on some channel.
Paramount.
I don't have. Yeah, Paramount Plus.
Oh, you didn't watch that?
No.
Oh, you're tripping.
Okay,
You
I
need
got
to
to get
watch that.
Paramount Plus.
And then because then they also got King of Mayorstown on there.
Yeah, I like that show.
So that I didn't watch the new season.
I like
of
that
yet
actor,
either.
Kyle, whatever his name is.
The guy, he almost died. Got ran over by a tractor.
Yeah.
How the fuck does that happen? Sorry.
No, that's a
Anyway.
different guy. That's Jeremy Raymer.
Yeah, that's the guy who's in King of Mayorstown.
Oh, that's
Mayor of
right. He's in
Kingstown.
it, and Kyle MacLachlan's in it too.
His brother.
Yeah.
I think he's dead.
Oh, he died in the first season.
Yeah, his brains blew the
Right.
out.
Yeah, he was in the
Noodles got tossed
Yeah.
everywhere.
No, but the beekeeper, the funniest part. Oh, I shouldn't do a spoiler. But when they tell everybody, they go,
No Diddy. Yeah, it was a very delayed no Diddy there. I said,
Okay.
Anyway.
We won't give the spoiler away.
Yeah, no, that's a great series. That's a really good series. And there's one other one I was watching, but whatever. I'm all caught up. Yeah, I would say if you're, healthy and you haven't had COVID,
Don't get it.
don't get it. It's
I'm
not
with
fun.
you.
I went to the gym for the first time last night, and I got a decent, well, not even. I got a workout in,
Okay.
but
Well, let's get to
Yeah.
the podcast.
so yeah, man. It's hurricane season in South Florida.
Yeah, but that's a boon for some businesses. Like if you sell batteries and flashlights
Right.
and supplies, there's a tax-free week for that. There's also, in the summertime, it's a great time to You know, businesses, you know, a lot of times people are going to spend their money on sending their kids to camp, or they're spending their money on back to school stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, it just depends what kind of business you're in. But it's also a great time where...
It's definitely dependent on the type of businesses you're in, because a friend of mine owns a pool renovation company, and this is a terrible time of year for him because you can't work in the fucking rain.
That's true.
So contractors are suffering, landscapers are suffering during
well, you
the
got to
rainy
that's when you got to look at your business and make sure you're diversified into more than one thing, so that
because
you
I'm
can
definitely,
keep your
if I was,
business going.
when I was paying for my grass to get cut,
Yeah.
you're not paying for your grass to get cut twice a month during the rainy season because it's just not worth it.
My grass grows like crazy now.
It depends. Certain areas, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, like, yeah, so, but there's a lot of, you know, like you said, there's, you know, there's the good with the bad type of vibe. I think what a lot of businesses have done down here, obviously they know it's going to be hurricane season, right? So, you know, they create, you know, seasonal promotions around this time. You know what I mean? Like, especially, you know, like school's out, so, you know, a lot of restaurants are busy, stuff like that. You know, people, they don't want to cook at home because it's hot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you got to, like, make sure you're ready for that surge as well. But
Yeah, then a lot of businesses hire students during the summer, and then those students leave. Like my son, he told me, he goes, oh, now he has a bunch of students working for him at the mall.
mm-hmm.
And then, you know, then they're all going to go back to school, to college, to high school.
Yeah,
And
that's
then he has
tough.
to kind of restaff
That's super stuff.
a few people because of that. So, you know, businesses, and, you know, sometimes in the summertime, if there's a change that you're looking to make, now's the time to kind of do that. Well,
yeah, it's a
not
great
too
time.
busy.
Great time to you know, implement some things if it's slow. You know what I mean? Like maybe you've been wanting to get a loyalty program going or something, and you just didn't really know how to do it or couldn't afford, you know, to do it during such a busy season right away. You know what I mean?
Yeah, or,
Like,
you know, well, you have more time. So, you know, it's a time to, you know, say, okay, what can I implement? Do I need to, we have a lot of people now, like swapping out POS system,
mm-hmm.
you know, oh, our POS, we want to update it. Now's the time to do it. You know, you got your, you know, July and August. This is the great time to, you know, you have more time to train people, to do things, you know, so it's,
maybe.
yeah.
Maybe.
Just depends on where you're at in the country. Some places are busy, some places are slow. You know, people, you know, business, you know,
I used to think that Florida was super busy during the summertime, but it's the total opposite. It's the slow. It's like it gets slow.
It gets slow because people don't go
Outside.
People don't
It's
go outside.
115 degrees outside,
Right.
or it's pouring rain.
It's the same thing. Like Vegas in the summertime, you don't see, there's not people marching up and down the strip, you know, doing stuff. Everybody's more.
One of my homies that live down there, I don't know how they. That's just insane.
It was like 120 there.
It was
the other
yesterday.
Day. Yeah, 120.
Yesterday, Phoenix is getting hit too, man.
Yeah.
Like I mean Arizona in general, but yeah, those arid states right now is hot.
Yeah,
Well, it's
like
hot all over the country.
Yeah,
it's hot in Milwaukee.
It's hot everywhere. And hot in Iowa. It's hot all over. No, you just have to figure out, like, you know, if there's changes that you want to make when it's slower, that's a good time.
I don't know why I know I get it, Rebecca. It just irks the shit out of me that you're wearing that Iowa Hawkeyes hat. Like, I cannot stand it. I don't know why. I guess because, like, is there a bit of a rivalry between Wisconsin and
Oh yeah,
the
for
Hawkeyes
college
and the
football.
Badgers?
Yeah, for football and basketball.
That's probably why.
Okay.
Because I literally want to just slap your hat
They
off.
have nothing else. Listen, they got nothing else going on in Iowa. They got the Iowa Hawkeyes and the University
They got nothing.
of Iowa.
Nothing. Nada.
And they have
except
Rebecca.
Rebecca on the news channel. That's all they got going. Anyway,
And
yeah.
a lot of corn and soybeans.
I wouldn't know. I was on my way back from Peoria, Illinois one time with like a trunk full of keys and pounds of weed. No, I'm kidding. There was a lot of guns in the car too. And no. And Hennessy. We were drinking Hennessy. That's the problem. We were drinking Hennessy on the road, and I was in charge of the navigation.
Yeah.
Back then, you didn't have a phone. We
Right.
actually had to print out the thing from MapQuest
Yeah.
and like go on. You know what I mean? And I was in charge of the directions, and I had a couple too many shots of Hennessy in the passenger, and the next thing I know, we ended up on some giant bridge in Iowa. And my home bro Tone, he did a U-turn on the freeway, bro. Like, it was terrible. But yeah, we got home safe.
Okay. I remember back in the day, you used to have to go to AAA and you would get the triptych thing. It was this map and it flipped over. It kept you on your way. But if there was an issue on the highway, you had to figure it out yourself.
Oh yeah, no,
You had to look at the
crazy.
map and figure out like, oh, this is blocked off.
Shout out to technology. But yeah, man, so like, the slow season, in my mind, there's a lot of different things that you could be doing with your time, right? Like, you could be setting up your new marketing plan for the upcoming busy season, right? You could be trying new specials, or if you're a venue, right, maybe you can have an open house during slow season to invite the community over there to get people to come in, or like you want to have like some sort of contest, right, like a burrito eating contest or some shit.
I think today, like if any kind of business you have, I think you got to look at like, oh, if I'm building pools, if I can't build pool, what else can I build, right? Or what else can I be doing and making sure that you diversify kind of your business.
Your services. You gotta think about how you can, adapt and pivot to, make some money, right? Like like you said, like if you're for him it's tough, like that pool renovation, like that's tough because I mean you're working with concrete and stone and you can't do that in the middle of a rainstorm.
No, that's
like
done.
He's thought about cleaning pools, but the competition behind that is so massive. You know what I mean? Like it's a tough. I wouldn't want to be fighting. That's a bucket of a barrel I would not want to be trying to crawl out of.
Yeah, you see like a lot of like pool guys. Like there's one guy that I know, and he like builds up a pool cleaning route, and then he sells it. That's his whole business.
It's smart.
And then he does it again and again and again. And that's what he does. Goes into an area, gets, 100, 200 pools. And then and
that's insane to me too, because that's the other thing like that he says too, because the competition is so high, like your prices, they got to be dirt. It's dirt cheap. Like you got to be charging the cheapest on the cheap to even get in. Unless you're at new communities, you're looking at new, what are those, like development communities?
Right.
Yeah, like Port St. Lucie, for example. That's a busy spot because there's all the new growth.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I mean, you got to really think about like how different ways that you're going to make some money during the slow season.
Yeah, these guys that like clean the pool at my house, dude, they come like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning.
Because they're out all day.
No, they do it because they don't want to be out they don't want to be out during the hottest time of the day.
Well, yeah, of course, but
so they try to knock out.
I knew a guy who cleaned pools, and he would start, him and his son, they would start in the morning at 5 a.m.
Right.
Get on the road, and they would be out until 5, 6, 7 p.m. at night. there was they had a cool little side hustle too though. Like they were doing like they'd get the coconuts, so they would sell the coconuts, the mangoes, the avocados from different properties and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So
Right.
there was again they were pivoting, right? They're figuring out different ways to make money or save money. But yeah, I don't know. Like, you know, there's a lot of different ways that, you know, you could essentially take advantage of the slow time, right? You know, like you could maybe remodel your inside of your business or give it a good makeover or something. You know, it doesn't have to be extravagant. You know, a simple coat of paint on the wall goes a long way, man. You know, I just painted my daughter's room.
Yeah.
And I walked in there the other day, and it was the lights weren't on, and it was still like, you know, it's just like bright.
Right.
It just feels better.
I think people don't think about that with their business a lot. It's like, you know, how you can do you know, like a little thing. Let's say you have carpeting in your store, right? And you just go, okay, let's just move everything out of here, rip out the carpet, you know, close for 2 days, whatever, paint the walls, change the carpet, or move things around.
Switch it up.
Yeah, to switch it up, give it a new look, you know, change your, you know, then post all, you know, then, you know, make a little video, post about
all
it.
of that is content
Right.
for your social. From the second you turn the little sign to close, that's content. This is when the renovation begins, blah, blah, blah. The renovation doesn't have to be a huge thing. It could be a big cleanup, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? And a coat of paint on the wall, and now you have a new shop, right?
Or maybe you throw a couple of chairs in there and a couch.
Some new art or something.
Yeah, you switch it up. And now people walk in and they're like, oh, look, it's all, sometimes they don't notice, but they notice subconsciously.
Yeah, right.
You know, like, so they come in and it looks cleaner. Because one thing I see a lot is, especially like in the restaurant business, you know, you'll just see somebody and they just never touch the place. Right? They never touch it. And then some
places that works for, though, like the nostalgia of it, right? But some places, there's a place that came to my mind as soon as you said that.
Yeah.
And it's like, yo, bro, like you should at least dust.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it's a pizza spot. And it's a cool spot. It's a great spot. It's a well-known establishment in Fort Lauderdale.
Okay.
But like if you can go like this on one of the books that's on the shelf and there's like that much.
That's not good.
No. You know what I mean? But whatever.
No, places got to be. Listen, today, you know, cleanliness is important.
Cleanliness
everywhere.
is next to godliness.
No, but I'm just saying, like, you got, even in places like, you know, I don't like going into a restaurant and the chairs are rickety or the tables are rickety, and it just doesn't.
Again, to me, for certain places that works.
Right.
You know, like the back alley burger spot, you know what I'm saying? That's got like milk crates for seats and a abandoned wire spool for a table.
Right.
You know, sometimes that shit works.
Right.
But, you know, again, it all depends on the environment and the vibe that you're trying to give.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. But I'm just saying, it's, you know, it's important that, you know, people want to look at the, you know, appearance of different things, and you want to keep things fresh. Even if you just move, you know, stuff around, like relocate, you know, one place to another
maybe
place.
you got space outside and you can put a couple of tables outside or something, you know, switch it up. Like even, it's rainy season in South Florida, but it's still nice. Like there's days, like even today, it's beautiful outside.
Yeah.
It's got a nice breeze, you know what I mean? It's hot, but it's still nice out, right? So, you know, if you got room, maybe go online, find a used umbrella, you know what I mean? And or something. hire a local artist to paint your concrete, your sidewalk in front of your
but
business.
even like if you have a retail store and you're in like a strip center, sometimes, you can put a rack of clothing outside or like an A-frame stand.
Yeah.
And then people driving by, they go, oh, what do they have? Oh, there's a sale.
Yeah.
Or, post on social media that there's a special sale. You got to do things to bring in traffic. It's not like, oh, build it and they will come.
No, for sure. Like, check out what your competition is doing. Don't be afraid to, if your business is suffering and your competition is booming, you need to look at, and you guys offer very similar products or whatever it is, then you need to literally study what they're doing from top to bottom and copy that to a T. Well,
and it's also a good time.
Of course, don't copy and paste, but
No, but it's also a good time to look at all different, different things that you pay for and make sure, like, oh, am I paying for a service I'm not using, or am I paying too much for a phone service? Or
shit,
whatever
if it's that
is.
slow, maybe it's just you got to decide, like, okay, this is a seasonal business,
Right.
And then you decide that, okay, I need to figure out a different business
like when
for
I-
4 months out of the 4 or 5 months.
Like when I had my restaurant in the summertime, for the summer, I used to concentrate on booking parties.
Great
So-
idea.
so
That's
I
why I
was-
said, like, hosting events,
Yeah.
Birthday parties, weddings, business conferences, stuff
Yeah.
like that. Maybe you need to cater, or maybe you need to, offer just different things. Like, there's a lot of different ways. Be creative, I would say. This is a great time right now in the state that we're in general. It's a great time to be creative and try new things.
Yeah.
So don't be afraid to do that.
Definitely.
And think outside of the box.
It's
Also, hit us up if you're trying to save some money. We could probably save you some money. But that's besides the point.
All right, that's it. Let's get creative. And it's like I always say, my favorite book, Who Moved the Cheese? Sometimes the cheese moves. You got to make adjustments.
Damn right.
So
Smash that subscribe button for us for the one time. Peace.
peace out. Carpe diem.